Boys.
Welcome, gentlemen. About 24 hours away from NFL kickoff. So,
yeah, is it? It's 8:20, right? 8:20. It'll start at 8:27.
Oh wow, it really is almost to the dot.
Yeah. For those of you that joined us this morning, obviously you noticed that we did not have NFL on that piece. Evan and I started really talking deep into some college football stuff, and we didn't want it to go a full 2 hours because it would have had to at least go that far. So we decided to break it up, do one just for football today, and we'll touch a little bit of the soccer transfer window closing. But first and foremost, welcome back, Chuck.
Thank you. It was a tough 48 hours, but we made it through, and we're feeling much better, and good to be back.
Mean case of the shits, or
surprisingly no.
Well, welcome back. We're excited to have you, and football's back, right? We're almost there. Ev, do we want to pick up where we were kind of at yesterday with football, or do we want to take a quick break with Charlie back, talk the summer transfer window closing in the soccer world?
I don't want to dive into soccer, but I want to get the bad news of the day. Some of the biggest tragedies that it's tough to find the words, to be honest. And that's NFL Red Zone has decided to add commercials. So
I did see that.
I'm boycotting it. I will be boycotting it this year. I will not be purchasing it. Will I watch if someone else has it? Yeah, I will. But I mean, just unacceptable behavior. It's tragic. I really don't know what else to say.
So I would love to be on that boycott with you, but NFL Red Zone and ESPN obviously knew that this was coming down the pipe. So for those of us that had the auto enroll kind of payment plan, the 4-month payment plan started in August. So I've already paid the first 2 months. So I will be I don't know that I'll be watching Red Zone, but I will be still getting the full Sunday ticket package.
Is it cheaper? Are they gonna knock it down? I mean, this feels like a crime against humanity to some degree.
I still have Sunday ticket, but no Red Zone. I kind of knew this was coming. So
mine just kind of came as a bundle. But you're not a big Red Zone guy. When we went back to your place after Oklahoma, you weren't a big Red Zone guy to begin with.
I'm a give me the two games going on at once, and I'll flip back and forth. Red Zone, it's
too much.
Not too much, but I'd rather have 2 full games going and following something on my phone. Usually is how I like to do it.
I was about to say I'd be on my phone the whole time if I was just watching 2 games.
Yeah, I've got to go. I typically do either Red Zone on the full screen TV with the Colts game on my phone, or I'll do the quad box if there's a lot of games I want to focus in on. And the Colts game is always just on the phone, solo screen on the phone, because let's be honest, we'll get to it here when we look at our own teams. It's been a long time since the Colts deserve to be the main screen TV, even in my own home. They'll have the volume on the ear, but yeah, they're on the phone for now.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, that is what it is. At
least they're keeping Scott.
Classic.
They're keeping
just
Scott.
A classic ESPN. It's just a classic ESPN. Just been going downhill as an organization for the last 15 plus years, and it's really about time that they should just not be involved in sports anymore. The worldwide leader in sports, my fucking ass. Boone, you've been over him about the app. The app's disgusting.
The app is terrible.
So,
are they keeping Scott Hansen?
Yeah, they are.
Scott Hansen is staying. So that at least that part they did get that.
That would have been a complete overhaul if they got rid of him. I mean, I feel like he is Red Zone at this point.
He'll be gone soon. He'll be gone. Don't worry.
I could see this being his last year. Him not standing for this.
No on ESPN. I can see it.
He did tweet it out that he was excited to be back with ESPN or excited to be Adam Schefter's colleague again. But absolutely disgusting. If you follow the Twitter account, I took a little jab at ESPN for that today as well. They've already blocked us, which is fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
So, hey, boys, dive into some soccer news for me. I followed absolutely nothing last week. Charlie, you did miss it, but my Fulham shirt did arrive.
Oh, yeah.
So I did break that out for the show, and I will wear it for the next match. But I did not see anything soccer since our recording a week and a half ago, or a week and a day ago.
There was some exciting stuff. Listen, it's a tough time, and Charlie, I want you to dive in here in a second. But we have finally got soccer back. It's the 3rd game week in the Prem. Every other league, I think, has had at least 2 now. And they hit us with this international break. So we get it back. It's essentially like the last weekend of
The worst.
September, like the last weekend of September being a league-wide bye. That's essentially what this is right now that we're facing.
Interesting. Okay.
Like in the
All right.
NFL.
I don't
And
like
it's 'cause-
Yeah.
It's because they have.
It's a hard buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no
Week 3
club
bye.
soccer. But it's because the World Cup's coming up next year and there's still teams qualifying. So it's called the international break. It's where everyone's got to go and play like these qualification games for the World Cup next year. But
Where does the USA stand on qualifying?
we're good. We're host.
Automatic bid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Host
Same with
nations.
Canada and Mexico.
Yeah, host nations get
Oh,
automatic qualifying.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
we
us.
don't really have to worry.
Which
but-
honestly might have saved them. I don't know
yeah,
about what you think, Boone, but I feel like without that, it would have been an uphill battle.
I agree, but I do think we didn't have a lot of our best players took the summer off because we didn't have to qualify. So that's like Pulisic didn't play in
Yeah.
any of that stuff. McKennie didn't play in a lot. Weah didn't play in a lot. But I mean, the big thing that we need to touch on with soccer, and Charlie, I'm excited to hear what you think from the British brand of yours. But the transfer window closed, and England specifically, the Premier League, spent something like it was like the GDP of a small country
Trillions of dollars
on transfers this year.
It's so much money. I mean, I feel like we've always kind of known that things were trending this way,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think the disparity between the leagues at this point is just insane. I mean, the Premier League is, its own machine. I feel like players want to play in it. That's where the money is. That's where the
Yeah.
managers are. Obviously, you have Barcelona, Madrid, PSG, massive clubs, right? But just seems like the commercialization of the Premier League is easier than ever. So yeah, I mean, where to start? Isak, so many transfers that came in, but I feel like that was the main one. Colomani was a sneaky one to Spurs.
Yeah, that sucked. I wanted him on Juve.
Yeah.
But Liverpool, for example, I think spent $450 million total, just one team. Isak, they broke the British transfer record twice in one window with Verts for 110, I think, and then Isak for 130.
Yeah, and Ekatike for about 100 and something million. And I don't really understand that one because he's supposed to be a forward. So Evan, it's basically like you draft Bryce Young and then the next year you draft Caleb Williams. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So they've got money to splash, but this was a weird week with results. I feel like Liverpool beating Arsenal. They look really, really good right now.
And they just
Arsenal,
got
not really
one of
the
the best
best.
forwards in the league.
Yeah, they're just going to add to it. United obviously squeaking out the win. I feel like that was a must win for
That was
for their squad. Last minute goal.
Care to comment on Bruno Fernandes getting in the face of Burnley players after eking out a goal in a 97th minute pen? Kind of low class. To do it to Burnley. You're Man United. Have some respect for yourself.
I think it's desperation measures. You don't know what was said.
Whatever,
Hey,
dude.
it's all 11.
That guy's a rat-faced bastard.
I think the big highlight of the week, though, and I'm not going to be too cocky about it, but City losing to Brighton in the last minute as well, and
2 in a row.
I feel like 2 in a row. I feel like they were the team. Oh, Donnarumma, that's another one.
Right after
Sneaky going to City.
Right after they sent Ederson out to Turkey.
So
I don't
know what's going to happen there.
Man City is 0-2 against bird teams this year.
Something to keep an eye on. That's something to keep an eye on.
There's
Maybe
some more
it's a
birds.
kryptonite.
Yeah, there's some more birds. Jack Grealish continues to be incredible at Everton. He's
Love him.
He's got 4 assists through 3 games, and he should have had another one
Love
at Beto. Didn't have a hammer toe. West Ham with the 3-0 upset on Nottingham Forest. That was pretty shocking. West Ham that's like the first goals they've scored.
I feel like shocking, but is it really? Because they lose those 2 games and it's immediately, straight to the overreactions. But when you really look at their squad, Bowen, Paqueta, they bring in Callum Wilson. They still have Ward Prowse, Souček, who's still quality. Like, I don't think their squad is bad. I just think it's a matter of like making it click. And then clearly, it did versus Forest, so they finally get there. They're winning. You knew it was coming. You
Yeah.
can only go that long in the Premier League.
Wolves are the lone team to not find a win yet this season. Zero, not a point yet. No points on the board.
Yeah. Another one where I feel like it's just a matter of time for them to click as well. That squad's not terrible.
Yeah.
They've got a few injuries as well, so I feel like they'll probably finish mid-table like they usually do. But who knows? It's early days.
Yeah, very early days. Isak went for 176 million American dollars. That's before they even pay him. That's just what Liverpool paid to bring him to the club. That's not even what they're going to pay him.
Fuck Liverpool and their ownership.
That's right, Evan.
Piece of shit.
But like, dude, some of this money, like they're paying full NBA contracts just to sign a player, and then they still have to pay them on top. Like Johan Wissa making coming across for $74.4 million. Crazy.
Mookie Betts is a Dodger.
Yeah, right. Kolomani, that one sucked. I wanted him to come to Juve, but Dusan Vlahovic's now the best player in the world again, so who knows?
Juve might be a wagon. We'll see.
Their defense is good. It's early. The Nkunku experience or experiment in the Prem did not last very long.
I think you also look at Wirtz, you look at a Werner, you look at a number of Bundesliga players, and Xavi Simons coming to Spurs from that league as well. So I feel like Bundesliga might just not be what it used to be. It might be like a big fish in a small pond league, but
no one can compete
obviously got some success.
No one can compete with Premier League money, but even like they're even losing players to the Italian leagues, like Openda going to Juventus from RB Leipzig got absolutely like raped and pillaged this transfer window. They lost everybody.
They did. They did. Same with Leverkusen. And a few others.
Dude, there's some of these that I forgot even happened. Like Kieran Dewsbury Hall, obviously I know that happened, but that happened this window. Like
him and Grealish have looked incredible.
Yeah.
That was great to see them linking up. Another one that kind of hits close to home. Goal of the season last year. I think he's a good player. Going to Chelsea.
They don't even need him. They don't even need him.
They don't. Chelsea are just kind of like they just feel like the Saudi Arabia, trust fund at this point.
Yeah.
If you've got a player and he's half quality, they'll buy him.
It's shocking, honestly. Like there's so many players that are just going to be. I mean, they do good business. They buy, they loan, they sell back for profit. It's like it works. It's just I hate to watch it. Ekitike, 93 million. God, they spent so much money. And then you forget about the ones like Mbeumo, Madueke, all the way back to the beginning of the window. All that to say, crazy window. Everton is now in the top 7, I think. Juventus is tied for first in the Serie A. Derby d'Italia coming up after international break. So there's a lot going on in world soccer.
Everton with 2 wins. I think that's the highest I've seen Everton in a
since
Premier League
Ancelotti.
table. And
Since
I thought so. I thought it'd been a while. Yeah. I mean, I know we're 3 games in here, but that is impressive.
And we don't have our best defender. He'll be back in like October. So, Evan, as far as your Fulham Cottagers go, I don't know that y'all got many.
They lost to Chelsea. They lost to Chelsea on
Saturday. I know they lost to Chelsea. I was looking at your transfer news.
Oh, I actually you just jogged my memory, and I don't know why I didn't lead with this, but Fulham, the center of some pretty big controversy this week, had a penalty taken away from them. And for maybe one of the first times, I think, in Premier League history, Evan, the Premier League actually, after the game, apologized to the club and said that they essentially got it wrong. Exactly. Precisely. So
you got tuck
this
ruled.
Is essentially
That's
like
fucked up.
You got tuck ruled, bitch.
Yeah, the Harbour touchdown.
Hey, the tuck rule was the right call. The tuck rule is the right call. That's a fact. They went and changed the rule years later, but it was the right call in time being.
Right call, wrong rule.
Yeah. But I love Fulham's response. It was like, we appreciate the apology, but what does that really do for us?
Yeah,
is it going to change the result? No. So
let's replay. Let's do a replay.
Y'all did get somebody actually that is a lot of people are high on. It is a young Brazilian player, talented one-on-one dribbler, a street footballer. He's got a passion for the flair. Brazilian guy. His name is Kevin. That's Kevin.
I can get behind Kevin. Kevin
That's
could be my Tom Brady.
I love
Yeah.
those Brazilian names.
Dude, the Brazilian names are incredible. One of the Prem podcasts I listened to, they did a whole thing on it. Like Lucas Paqueta, Brazilian guy. His last name's not Paqueta. He's just the most famous Brazilian guy from Paqueta Island in Brazil. So they call him Lucas Paqueta. Like Ronaldinho's name was Ronaldo. They just added the Dino because there's already Ronaldo, and it stood for Little Ronaldo. They just changed. Kaká was like not his name at all. They just come up with random shit.
Neymar
Yeah.
have like 4 names. I think that's just how Brazilian names are, but it's
But
still
like
cracks me up.
Hulk, they just like go. Hulk was just a big guy, so they named him Hulk, and that became his whole name.
No, the best one of all time to me, Fred.
Fred is good. Fred and Kevin
Just
are
Fred.
homies. Fred and Kevin are homies.
Fred and Kevin are from the same
Yeah.
from the same village.
They're from the same favela.
Yeah.
Boys, I love all the Brazilian talk, but I got
Okay.
some
Okay. Yeah, I
Speaking
hear
of
you.
Brazil, Sao Paulo, game Friday night. But
Oh, true.
Oh,
Good
yeah, it's a
segue.
good transition.
All right. You're right. I can see. So, if I may, to kind of get us into the mood, they're playing tomorrow. I have a take. I've told y'all I have a take. I haven't revealed it to you yet. And I think it could be a wrong take, but tell me why the Cowboys are completely wrong for trading Micah Parsons for 2 first-round picks, because they weren't a Micah Parsons away, I don't think, from winning a championship. Now they probably needed 3 first-round picks, but 2 first-round picks, to me, you could use that to actually rebuild. Micah Parsons was not going to be the guy to get you to a Super Bowl with this roster. Was it actually a good trade? Jerry Jones' big brain move.
I agree.
Really?
I think the Cowboys won the trade.
Won the trade. Would you say that before the back news?
Didn't even know about the back news.
He's
Epidurals
apparently-
all year.
Yeah, epidurals all year. L4,
All
L5.
year.
Now they really won it.
I don't-
Listen, they got a decent defensive lineman from the Packers as well. 2 first-round picks. I don't think the Packers as well are Micah Parsons away. I think the Packers are a really overhyped team this year.
Really?
Little bit of
All right.
foreshadowing there. I'm not big on Jordan Love.
I'm not either. I might be big on the Packers, though.
Maybe
They do have a
you
pretty-
guys can.
The defense now. They do have a pretty good team.
Yeah.
One of the probably better defenses in the league
What-
now. But
What was the guy that they got back, the big tackle? Why can't I remember his name? He was good a couple years ago. He's like
he's kind of old. He's been in the league
no.
for like
He's not that old.
7 or 8 years, I think.
Let's see. I feel like I don't remember him being that old.
Wait, so dumb question alert.
Yeah.
These first round picks, they're the Packers
Kenny
for
Clark.
first round picks, right?
Yeah, Kenny Clark was the guy. Yeah, they're the
and
Packers.
I think they were from next year, or I guess they're from the next 2 years, right?
Next 2 years, yeah.
So I mean, are the Packers?
They're not going to be
I
good
feel like
picks.
they're
They're not
going
gonna
to
be
be
good picks.
maybe even like late, late
I would
picks.
like
So
Late 20s.
I would think if this was like
It looks
I
like-
think- early
Browns
20s.
or
and
Early 20s.
I hear you. Kenny Clark is 29, so you're probably closer to right than I was.
yeah, I feel like that makes a big difference, though, right? Like
Yeah.
if they're going to be good picks, then I would say that the Cowboys did the right thing. I feel like the fact that these are probably going to be middle to maybe even late first round picks, depending on where you think the Packers are going to fall, is
Here's the thing, though. He's
pretty big.
20. He's 26. He's just 26.
in
He's
his peak,
so
isn't he?
young.
The
He's so
only
young.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, from what I've heard, I actually heard Adam Schefter on another podcast this morning. I'm in the car. He just doesn't think there was a deal getting done in Dallas. Jerry was not willing to pay the.
Yeah, I hear that.
Gonna pay.
I hear that.
Like that just wasn't going to happen. So whether it was now, into the year, whenever it was going to happen, Michael Parsons was not going to be a Cowboy long term.
No,
So I think for them, it's just go ahead and get
I
that out
agree.
of here.
I
so
agree.
it's not holding you over for the team. So, and it's not like they were going to get 3 first round picks for him. I just don't think there's a world where that happens.
If he didn't make the trade request, then I think they could have. If they started trying to shop
Yeah.
him for 3 picks, but
Different.
once, yeah, I agree.
But that's my thing. Like, I think they won the trade for like what they're going to get out of it. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, what happens in the next couple years of the Packers. Now you got a ton of cap room tied up with Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I don't
the
know.
cap's going to go up. The cap's going to go up.
I just don't know if they were Micah Parsons away from winning a Super Bowl. And I think they could probably use a couple pieces to help draft. Again,
I agree. I do think I think the Cowboys made a good trade personally. I do think the Packers were closer to a Micah Parsons away than the Cowboys were. So I like the trade for both sides, but I
don't hate it for the Packers. But if I had to
get the two picks,
I'm taking the Cowboys.
That's fair. If we could, what do you got, Charlie?
Does this make him? Does this make him now the most highest paid non-quarterback? Does that overtake TJ's deal?
It does it?
Yeah.
I think TJ.
I feel like it does.
What's
no,
the deal?
I think it might have just made him the highest paid player.
I mean, I would be surprised if it didn't, but I know that the Packers are like the first team ever to have $100 million committed to two players, like a total of $100 million.
Because I thought it was like what 40,
46,
high 40s, and TJ's was. Anyway, just feel like that also comes into play, like you were mentioning, Evan. Did the Packers going to
this record? Yeah, 4-year, $188 million.
Because one of the things I did see that kind of struck out to me is Micah Parsons a Myles Garrett? He's
better. You
think?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Does he impact games like Myles Garrett?
Not yet. He will be better.
Okay.
This is a Reggie White type start to a career like we've never seen. It's unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. He's 26 years old. He's unbelievable.
Are we concerned about the injury, or is that just pain?
Yes. Concerned with the injury. He missed a lot of last season. It's a back too. Explosive player, back.
How does
injury.
That not get caught up? I think that got missed in the physical as well. Not to get too caught up on this, but
I don't know. Epidurals. I don't think the Packers care if he can walk after he's done playing for him. Just keep shooting his ass up.
Yeah, the NFL
like your star thoroughbred.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we could, just a quick 5 seconds of silence for Dallas sports fans after the year they've just been through.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cowboys.
Listen, fuck the Cowboys. I'll never be a Cowboys fan. I feel for the Mavericks fans.
Yeah. Well, the Cowboys got value back. The Mavs got AD.
Well, they got an AD.
Well, Cooper Flag.
She's like, what?
Yeah, but that
trading for
that had nothing to do with the trade. That was dumb.
Yeah, but do we think the Cowboys are now going to get some sort of similar? So I mean, I don't know how that would really work, but
no, I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys' offense is still too good for them to be like in that significant quarterback kind of draft spot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think their offense is going to be allowing them.
Speaking of which, you guys ready to kind of dive into the meat and potatoes of this show?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you want to start, Ev? Kick us off.
Well, so I was thinking it's kind of give everybody a quick rundown of what we're hoping to do today here. So we had a few segments we wanted to run through. Just kind of some previews, some players, teams, before we each kind of dive into our own teams, and then wrap the show up with kind of previewing week 1, and then we'll make our survival pool pick, kind of preface that for you guys. But starting out with just our breakout team, our breakout player, then disappointing team, as well as our disappointing player as well. Division winners, AFC wildcard or NFC wildcard picks. And then we will dive into who our Super Bowl prediction is, as well as who our Super Bowl winning prediction is. And then from there, kind of dive in and talk about our teams individually, what we think, how we think our year is going to go, and go from there.
Yeah. So where do you guys want to start? Which category first? Do you want to, Evan, you want to kick us off with your breakout team?
Yeah. And hopefully you guys didn't take this the way I'm not picking a team that necessarily was awful last year, but I think it's a team that's really going to make that next step this year. I think they are an AFC championship team this year.
Wow.
And it's a quarterback people have a lot of doubts in. It's Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they make a huge jump this year. I think they play in a really tough division. This year, I think there's 2 other really good teams there. And I think they're just going to get tested early. I think they're going to be very playoff ready when it comes playoff time. So that's what I got for my breakout team this year.
Got it. And I'm gonna take some notes so we can make sure to try to touch on most teams, if not all teams. Charlie, who's your breakout team this year?
Breakout team. By the way, I love the Chargers. That's probably got to be in my kind of short list. But I think for me, it's going to be the Rams. I know that they went pretty far last year, but I feel like last year no one really thought that the Rams were gonna go to the Super Bowl. I feel like now they've been kind of overlooked a little bit as well with the Stafford news, but I feel like it's not as serious as it is. Last year, I thought the defense was awesome, and I don't know. I just got that feeling. I feel like Sean McVay is a great coach. They got Devontae coming in as well, and I just feel like Puka, if he can get a healthy year under his belt where he doesn't get banged up this year, that they're going to be an absolute problem.
Yeah, and their defense is so young with Verse and
right
and Fisk, both from Florida State. This is a team we'll definitely get to at some point today. I actually took the Panthers, and I don't think the breakout like they're going to be competing for real things at the end of the season. But I'm talking a team that has been in the bottom 5 or the top 5 draft the last couple of years. I think this Panthers team could compete for like the 7 seed. Like at the end of the year, we're looking and they're on the graphics at the end of the year. I like Bryce Young. I do think he took a step. I think Canales has offered some stability. I think they invested in the line. I obviously love Leggett. I've been high on Tet McMillan all off season. I think the Hunter Renfrow piece is hugely underrated. Plus that Horn kid from Colorado.
What a roller coaster.
And then JC Horn on the in the secondary, I think it's gonna be good. I like this team. I think they're gonna break out from the standpoint of they're gonna be relevant all season, as opposed to what they've been in the last couple of years. I'm in on the Panthers this year.
That's music to my ears. Real quick, did you guys see how the Hunter Renfrow signing went down? Did you guys catch all that?
I didn't.
Yeah,
so
I did.
he gets I'm glad you saw it. So he gets released so they can sign Thielen and then trade him. And I'm not truly like sure if he knew what was going on. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he goes a few days later. They're trying to give Hunter Renfrow a call, and he's in the car. His kid's like on the iPad playing like Bluey or something, and she's just ignoring every single call from his agent, from the head coach, from anyone who wants to get a hold of this man.
Oh my
Finally,
God.
they get in touch with him, and obviously he was thrilled to get the news, but. Can't imagine, seeing those 10 missed calls and just what he was thinking.
Yeah, that'd be brutal. That would be brutal. But yeah, good for Hunter Renfrow. Yeah, I'm high on them. It was a tougher game than I thought it was going to be. Do we want to kick it back around, Ev, your breakout player?
Yeah. I went Homer. With this. I've bought into all the hype in the offseason. I think he's had a great preseason. I love some of the weapons around him. I think it's Drake May's year breakout.
Okay.
I think he just is poised to have a pretty good year. I don't think our schedule is all that competitive. Apart from the Bills, I think our division's awful. So
oh, dude, and did you see the news today about Vera Tucker for the Jets?
No.
He tore his tricep out for the season.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think this is the first time where Drake May is gonna have some competency around him. He had a lot of poise already last year, and I think he's just gonna play with a lot of confidence this year. He throws a really good ball. I think he's still only 22. He might be 23.
I think he's 23.
So, yeah. So I went Homer pick, but I really am high on Drake May this year. Now I will say this, with a grain of salt, I was really high on Mac Jones in his second year too, but I think Drake May is going to be different.
Weirdly, Mac Jones showed more in his first year than Drake May, but I think Drake May is going to obviously be better than Mac Jones. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought Mac Jones was bad. But, Charlie, your breakout player.
Yeah, I think, there's a few that come to mind, but the guy I think is kind of going to maybe finally get over that hump is Trevor Lawrence. I feel like the pieces are finally coming together for him. I feel like he, has been banged up the past couple of years here and there. He's got a new head coach. He's, obviously got that bright-eyed GM come in as well. You've got Travis Hunter, you've got Robinson coming into his second year. I feel like he's going to have just weapons galore. So it seems like they're going to play Hunter at the receiver more than cornerback as well, we think.
Yeah.
So, I just think this is the year. I think it's year 6, 7, 8, something like that.
It's gotta
but
be.
yeah, feels like it's the time where it's also make or break. Like it's got to come together for that Jags team, and it all starts with Trevor. And if it's not going to happen now, then sooner or later you got to start to think, when do we move on?
Yeah, I completely agree. I actually also have Trevor, so I'm going to pivot to my back. I'm going to pivot to my backup pick. I love the Liam Cohen thing too. He's been good at calling plays. We'll see what it looks like. But I'll flip to my backup pick, so we have something different to talk. I'm going Marvin Harrison, the second. I think he had a disappointing season last year. I think outside of McBride, there was nothing really happening for the Cardinals. I think James Conner's another year older. He's not going to eat as much touches. And I just think MH2 is going to have he's going to know a little bit more about the NFL. He's not going to come in with the same expectations that he had last year. And he's really going to come into his own, I think. So MH2, I think he's going to live up to the billing. We're going to see what we saw in college this year.
I love that take. That's who I have as my backup player as well. In case you guys got a little mad about me for going with the Homer pick, but
no, not at all.
But I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I still think he could have the best career out of the rookie receivers from last year. I'm not looking past that. It's only been 1 year, so
I was too spot on with my BTJ take from all last summer to flip now. So I'm going to stick hard on that one, but I do think MH2 is going to be good. I just don't know if Arizona with Kyler is going to be why.
I could see that.
Yeah. All right. Ev, you want to kick us off with disappointing? We're going to switch up the order. What do y'all want to do?
I'll let you go first. Then you're disappointing. Spin it back around, snake draft style.
So it's really funny. I had a tie here, and it just so happens that it was the Rams and the Chargers. So
they're just like fuck the city of LA.
No, I didn't even realize that. And the reason why the Rams were my original one because unlike Charlie, I'm buying in on the injury. It makes me nervous. Not that Matt Stafford is a tough dude. I think this team is Super Bowl ready, but if it's Stetson Bennett at the helm or Jimmy Garoppolo at the helm, it is not Super Bowl ready. This offense is good. Puka Nacua is a beast. Kyren Williams just kind of quietly does, like he's Frank Gore, kind of quietly just does stuff. The defense is awesome, but with Stetson Bennett or Jimmy G at the helm, it's nothing, and that just makes me really nervous. The Chargers, I also thought they were poised to make that step. It's the Slater injury for me that keeps me. I think that they have a ton of hype and a ton of expectations, but their left tackle, who's guarding the blind side, is now out for the season. That's going to impact the running game. We know they like to run. I still am only really in on Ladd McConkey right now. I like Trey Harris from Ole Miss, but I don't know what else is going on with that offense. If Joe Alt then slides to the left or if Joe Alt stays right, just Rashawn Slater's a big guy to lose. And for that reason, I think they could be in trouble with the division they're in, to your point, Ev.
Understandable. I do get where you're coming from.
I couldn't believe that y'all both said those teams back to back. That was great. Charlie, who do you got disappointing?
I think I'm probably going to have to go with the 49ers this year. I feel I've seen a lot of talk about the rebuild. I think Purdy is just not nearly as good as the money that they've paid him. Losing Debo, McCaffrey's coming back, and it seems like the narrative is, well, he got hurt, so that can't really happen again. And yeah, it absolutely can. I mean, they were, chronic Achilles injuries. I feel like it could easily just flip on its head. The whole time it's just been, well, we're here. The rebuild is here. The Niners are back. We're back. We're going to get to the playoffs. And I just feel like it's not going to happen.
That's fair. That's fair.
I understand where you're coming from, and I just disagree. I'm very high on Brock Purdy. Do I necessarily think he's worth the money he got paid? Maybe not. Maybe he got a little bit overpaid, but I'm so high on Brock Purdy. And I think they're just going to have a different offense than they're used to. I think they're going to redesign everything. I think it's just going to be a different team completely than we've seen previously. But I definitely see where you're coming from for sure. You know, a little bit older too on the outside.
Yeah, I also disagree, but I do see where you're coming from, especially if McCaffrey is hurt, and because all the receivers are hurt too. So I don't think it's a bad pick. Evan, where we at?
So this one, I think I'd be surprised if I got some agreement on this one. I think it's a little bolder. Mine's the Vikings.
Interesting.
I just don't think they're going to live up to the hype. I think a lot of people have them poised to win that division, overstep the Lions. And I think listen, Justin Jefferson's going to have a great year. I'm not high on J.J. McCarthy. I think that losing 1 year like that is just not good for his development. In a personal opinion, I don't think Addison's going to have as good of a year as he did last year.
But the first 4 games too, I think.
Yeah, so I just don't see it. I don't think there's defenses as good as other people say that it is.
It's not as good as it was last year, for sure.
And they just play in a tough division. Not necessarily a tough. I think it's a really just competitive division. I think all those teams are just going to beat the shit out of each other this year, and they're just not going to have a good of a year as a lot of teams think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you and disagree with you, but it doesn't make sense. Like I don't think that they are going to be at the top of that division, but I don't think they're going to be a bad team. So it's like, is the record or the performance what makes you disappointing? So I see both sides there. They beefed up their line. Their offensive line.
I didn't know that. I was about to say I kind of feel the same way, Boone. Like JJ McCarthy, yeah, he's a question mark, but I feel like it's just a well-run franchise that they have, and they got a good head coach, and like seeing what they did last year, that's going to be hard to replicate. But are they going to be bad? I guess, and I know it's not what you're saying, Evan, but
I just don't think they're making the playoffs. Is my when I'm saying disappointing. I think everyone's expecting. I'm getting a lot of them are making the playoffs, and they're going to be disappointed when they don't. Is kind of how they're not going to be a 4-win team. No, that's not
It's disappointing compared to expectations. Yeah,
sure. Exactly. That's what I'm based off of.
Bears got better as well, so
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if they got any better. We'll have to see.
Maybe that should have been one of our.
It is the Chicago. Speaking of poorly run franchises,
yeah, and they don't have the kind of dynamic playmakers that Johnson had. Like I think the Bears could be good with Johnson. I just don't know. Like DeAndre Swift doesn't strike fear into my heart. Roschon doesn't strike fear into my heart the way that Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery did, which is funny because Montgomery came from the Bears. But my disappointing player. To get back on topic here is CJ Stroud. And I just think this is another thing of those expectations pieces. I think he'll probably be a top 8 to 12, 13 quarterback in the league, but I think his expectations now because of that rookie year are going to be a lot higher. And I think that he's going to be pressing a lot more this year because of how last year ended, with how he started and sophomore slumped a little bit. He was still great. Nico Collins is inevitable. He's a beast. But what does the rest of the offense look like? I know they just got that Jaden Higgins guy from, I think, Iowa State. I really like him. He's really good. I think he's going to be a big piece, but no Tank Dell. What's his name? Joe Mixon is have this weird injury / away from the team. Is Nick Chubb with his triple exploded knee going to be back, or is it the new rookie whose name I can't remember? I just think he's going to be pressing a lot. I think the line's going to be bad. And I think it's going to just be a bad spot for CJ Stroud compared to the expectations he has already. I'm also a hater.
Nico Collins, though.
Nico Collins is unbelievable.
I did think about CJ Stroud. I just don't have a lot of faith in the rest of that division. Sorry.
I don't either. Don't get me wrong. I don't know.
I do. So, I mean, hey, my take's kind of similar to yours. So,
yeah. Who we got, Chuck? Who we got?
Disappointing player. Oh man,
You didn't come prepared.
no. It's one that I'm afraid to say. If I'm being honest,
Okay.
one that I really am afraid to say, and I feel like it's one of those things where what does disappointing even look like for a guy
Yeah.
like this? It's like maybe just a but I feel like Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
I think like with what you saw, I know it's a bold take, but I feel like with what you saw last year, to me they scraped by. Like to me they shouldn't have even really been where they were. You could say, well, they were. They won those games.
Yeah.
But I just think like this is the year we see maybe a little bit of like they've played a lot of football. He's played a lot of football.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe this is just the year where like that starts to kind of wear and tear a little bit on him. And I know it's Patrick Mahomes, it's the Chiefs, like he's gonna get his, but this could just be the year where I feel like he falls off.
I can see that.
I don't hate it at all.
I don't either. I just, to be quite frank, I don't have the balls to make the call.
Here's the one thing, though. The wheels can fall off all regular season. If he finds a way in the playoff, the wheels are back on. That's the one problem.
Yeah.
Like he could have an awful regular season and then just be unbelievable.
Yeah. And watch it be one of those years where he says, okay, well, last year was kind of a slump for me. Now's the time to step it up. Like, let's get back to business. So, that's why it's a risky one.
I think mine might be a little risky too. Maybe not quite as risky as that take. Boone, this is a very similar take as yours. I think he's going to be somewhere in the 8 to 12 range, but based off of the year he had last year, expectations are through the roof for this guy, and it's Jaden Daniels. I think he takes a giant step backwards.
I love that.
I think he takes a giant step backwards. Think RG3 in his sophomore year, a little bit different. When RG3 came out, I said he's going to have the better rookie year. Andrew Luck's going to have the better career. Injuries, of course, derailed RG3, but teams are going to game plan a lot better for Jaden Daniels. He isn't quite as mobile as Lamar Jackson is, in my opinion. I can hear the argument, and I just don't think he's going to have as good of a year. I think defense is going to game plan a lot better for him. He's not going to have all this kind of hidden hype around him. Just think he takes a big step back. Again, he's not going to be a bottom 15 quarterback, but 8 to 12. I think the Commanders definitely take a step back as well, even though I think they have a better team from a roster standpoint.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. I do, and I hope for my Commanders friends in the world that RG3 and Jaden Daniels aren't going to be mentioned in the same sentence going forward. But I'd be lying if it hadn't crossed my head.
They're similar players, man. They are.
They are. RG3 was, I feel like, a little bit bigger, like a little bit more built than Jaden Daniels. Yeah. It's crazy. How do we want to do the division thing? How do we want to break that down? Did y'all do like a full playoff bracket? You want to just talk through each division winner that we have and kind of go from there?
Yeah, I just got each division winner on there, and then I got my AFC, and then got my wild cards for each three wild cards for each side, and then I didn't really do a whole playoff picture. I just did my
championship game,
Super Bowl from there.
Yeah. All right. I'll kick things off the way I have it started. Charlie, we haven't started with you yet, though. So who do you have winning the AFC East this year?
AFC East. Bills.
I have the Bills as well.
I think that's probably
seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah. Listen, the Josh Allen is great. The coaching has been pretty. What's the word? It's been the same. It's been consistent. That's what I'm looking for. James Cook signed his new deal. 2 tight ends. I do wish they had like that number 1 guy at receiver still, or somebody. I mean, Keon Coleman is good, but I wish they had that guy. They got Gabe Davis back though this week.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, to me, it's just like the rest of the teams.
Yeah,
they've got a face. They're just not even close.
No doubt. And for that same reason, I do have them as my number 1 overall seed in the AFC with home field advantage, which I think is the only way the Bills can get to the Super Bowl is if they have the number 1 overall seed.
I like that.
Anything else to add on the Bills?
No, I think that's one of the more straightforward divisions to look at.
Yeah, I agree. I think the rest of them have a lot more going up. So Evan, I'll kick it to you. AFC North. Who do you think's winning?
I think it's the year they kind of put it together. I know they had a little bit of offseason drama, but I'm going the Bengals. I like the Bengals out of the AFC North. I think they just have an exciting team. I think with the receivers getting paid, surprising, I think they're going to have huge years. I think Joe Burrow's – I think the defense is going to be better than people think it is this year. So that's what I got.
Charlie, what do you think? AFC North.
Oh, I I like that. But I just think the Ravens are. I mean, I just don't think they got worse. And if anything, I think their defense got a little bit better. You know, Lamar's not really fallen off at all. I will be speaking about the Bengals later, but I just don't think that they're better than the Ravens. And then Steelers are a bit of a mystery box to me as well. And then obviously there's the Browns. So to me, that's another one that I just got to go with the Ravens. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I also went with the Ravens, but this was a tough one for me because I'm really high on the Bengals. It came down to the defense, solely the defense. I think the Bengals offense, I will not quit betting the Bengals offense. Overs, props, touchdowns, completions, yards. I think they're going to be so fun to watch. Probably the most fun offense in the league to watch this year. But it's the defense for me. They lost the defensive coordinator. They lost a bunch of players on defense. There's all the weird stuff this offseason. And for that's the reason I had to go with the Ravens this year. Again, it's consistency in what's been going on. Jim Harbaugh, I think, is the second longest tenured, or John Harbaugh, excuse me, is the second longest tenured coach in the NFL. I'll take my chalky medicine here because I think I'm hoping that I'm the only one that took this. For the West, I'm a pussy, but I can't not. I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs until someone beats them. So I took the Chiefs to win the West again. But I do think the West is catching up for sure. If I wanted to give a little bit more credence, but again, the Slater injury makes me nervous. And I do think, similar to what you said, Ev, about Jaden Daniels, I think Bo Nix takes a step back for a lot of the same reasons. There's just tape on him now.
I like that. That's an interesting take. Evan, why don't you go next?
Same, Boone.
Yeah.
They Proto fixed it.
Yeah.
I got the Chiefs. Listen, I know I
just
said Chargers. I think the division's going to be better. I'll get to more of my Chargers breakout take and, fill in on that, as we talk wild card. But I got the Chiefs still. I think unfortunately Travis Kelce's going to have a monster year this year. I think he's just leaving it all in the field this year, and then he's done. So
I don't know that I agree with that. I don't think I agree that he's going to have a monster
little bit more
year.
of a safety blanket.
I think the receivers are going to finally step back up. I kind of like Hollywood Brown to be a person again. I think Xavier Worthy takes a step back or takes another step forward, and Rashee Rice comes back week 7. I just think they're going to be good. Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, as much as I really wanted to go against the grain here and go with the Broncos, I think they're going to have an awesome year. I think I'm going to have to also go with the Chiefs. Yes, I do think Patrick Mahomes will have a down year, but I feel like it's still theirs for the taking.
They're on that Patriots shit. It doesn't really matter what they do in the regular season. They're just going to win the division and go about the business.
I feel like it's a mental thing as well. Like those teams they're getting better, but they know that they're not quite there yet. So
yeah.
I can jump in here.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's the Texans. I just don't think any other team in this division is good. I know, Boone, you guys seem to be high on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. I don't see it. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think BTJ takes a step back this year. Maybe not from a talent standpoint, but from a production standpoint. I just think there's going to be a lot more tape on him, and I think there's going to game plan a little bit more around him this year.
Okay. I hear you. I went out on a limb here and I took the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they got better this offseason, at least offensively. I think BTJ is better than Nico. As much as I love Nico, I think BTJ is already better. He's unbelievable, that guy. The running back carousel in Houston versus the running back carousel in Jacksonville is very similar. In a lot of ways, there's 3 guys that are kind of all in this weird little clusterfuck. The lines are both not very good. But I think Liam Cohen is going to be a breath of fresh air. I think the Texans are a better team. The Jacksonville Jaguars play a third-place schedule. And that is where I'm going with that for the division.
I'm also in the Jags, and I have no notes. I just think, it goes in line with Trevor taking the next step there, and I think they're going to pull it out.
Should we jump into our wild cards for the AFC?
I had mine at 5, 6, 7. I don't know if y'all did the same thing.
I did as well.
I didn't go that deep, but I can.
Okay. Well, then I'll give it to Ev, and we'll come to you next, Chuck, so you can give it a quick thought. Ev, who's your 5 seed?
I got the Ravens. Kind of like what you got. You guys both said. I think the Ravens are a fantastic team. I just think the Bengals are a little bit better, and they win the division. Who plays better in the playoffs? We'll see. That it's yet to be decided.
Yeah.
In my 6th spot, I went with the Chargers. Again, I just think they're gonna have a little bit tougher regular season than the Ravens would, just from a record standpoint. I think I could see the Chargers starting a little bit slow. And in my 7th spot, listen, I went with the Patriots. I think it's a little far-fetched, but again, I don't like the AFC East at all. I think we're better than both the Jets and the Dolphins. Have a relatively easy schedule, in my opinion, and I just can't not pick them for it. I think they're going to at least be hanging around there, so I had to go a little bit homer pick.
That's fair. Chuck, do you have yours, or do you want me to jump in ahead of you?
You got it.
Yeah, so for very much the same reasons as you, for the 5 spot, I did take the Bengals. Again, I think that's going to be the closest division race. I think that's the top heaviest division between. I think those top 2 teams are really, really good. I know I said I think Bo Nix takes a step back. That said, I still have them at the 6th seed because I think they'll have the best defense in the NFL. I don't think Bo Nix will be worse than he was last year. I just don't think he's going to take this meteoric rise people are expecting. I do love RJ Harvey a lot. But I think the defense carries this team to the playoffs again, and Bo Nix can do enough to manage it. And largely for that same reason, I have the Texans at 7. I think Stroud is going to be better than Nix, but I think the defense is also going to be great. I think the Texans will probably have the top 5 unit in the league. I love Stingley. I love some of the other pieces they have. Will Anderson Jr. is an absolute freak of nature. And again, I think the Jaguars will have an easier schedule because they have that 3rd place schedule and they win the league. But to your point, Ev, this division sadly is bad. I have no faith in Daniel Jones, so I couldn't even put myself at 7 if I wanted to. I think the Texans, since they're playing in a bad division, they're going to get a couple easy wins. The Jaguars will just get a couple more. So the Texans still sneak in for me at the 7. What do we got, Chaz?
I like those. Those are those are good picks.
You copying our work?
I think I'd have to agree with the Bengals at 5. I still think the Jags get in there. Maybe at number 6. And then I think I gotta throw the Steelers in the playoffs.
Wait! I got to stop you here. You have the Jags winning a division. They can't be a wild card.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yes.
This is why I didn't go too deep.
He's got sick brain still. He's got sick brain. He might have taken his Tylenol PM too soon.
Oh boy.
Then I throw the Steelers in there.
At the 6?
That's my number. Yeah, that's my 6. Yeah, and then I throw the Broncos because I said Chiefs.
Yeah. I like that. The Steelers, I went back and forth between the Steelers and the Texans. I don't see it with Rodgers. I like DK. I don't see it with Rodgers. I don't see it with the running backs. Their defense is good, but I think Minka is not going to be the same guy that he was when he left the first time. Or not Minka, Jalen Ramsey, sorry. I don't think Jalen Ramsey is going to be the same guy that he used to be that they traded for.
That's fair. I just feel like
they'll be in the hunt because they'll be in the hunt.
They'll be there. They'll be there somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you.
And Rodgers last year, I feel like he's just NFL's script has got to get him to the playoffs.
You think it's his last year? I don't know, man.
I think he said it.
Did he?
I thought he did.
I mean, maybe.
I'm pretty sure he confirmed.
It's diabolical that they have them playing the Jets.
Fact check that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, if he tears his Achilles again, I'm losing it.
Yeah, that's when you have to smile because it happened.
that might make the ayahuasca trips make a lot more sense.
Yeah. What kind of flag is he carrying out this time? Right before the game, the Soviet one. All right. Well, let's go in the same order. NFC East. Evan, what do you got?
It's got to be the Eagles for me. I mean, they're turning champs. I just don't think they really got much worse. I mean, they look good to me. I can't doubt that team. I'm a huge Jalen Hurts guy. I just love their offense, the offensive line, defense is just solid. And it's so many young guys. I mean, one more year of progression for a lot of those guys just really isn't fair. We've got to do something about them drafting good players. I'm not sure what we need to do there, but that's an issue for the offseason.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, Eagles, it's that's probably the easiest one that I got.
Yeah, I too took the Eagles, but no one's repeat as winners of this division since 2004. Yeah, 2004. I think. Fact check me if you want.
Listen, just like Brian
time.
Kelly, Brian Kelly was due. Trends are eventually broken. It's got to change sometime.
I hear you. I also took him. Chuck, who do you have winning the North, the NFC North division?
NFC North. I had the Lions. Yeah, I just think part of the reason they fell off heavily last year was the defense just got absolutely obliterated. Jared Goff, I don't think is going to really lose a step. I feel like, they lose Ben Johnson, but that talent's still there. Yeah, the division got better, but like Evan said, do we trust JJ McCarthy to do better than the Lions? I don't think so. Do we trust the Bears and them still going through that process? I don't think so. And then the Packers, I just don't think they're as good as the Lions. So defense returning, I feel like it's got to be them.
I agree. I hear you. It's a good pick. Evan, what do you got?
Yeah, hey, by process of elimination, like I said, Vikings disappointing. Packers, nope, not going to be it, promise you. And then the Bears, it's the Bears. There's no chance I was picking them, so it's the Lions.
Yeah, so I know I said I hear you, I agree. But I had the Lions written down. And then a 26-year-old phenom of the defensive end, edge, outside backer, whatever you want to call him, was traded in the prime of his career. He does have an L4, L5, which I don't really know what that means. It's something with his vertebrae, but epidurals I hear are incredible. And I think that highly of Micah Parsons that it jolted the team to winning the division. Give me the Packers for the North this year, even though I think the Lions defense is going to be a lot better than people remember just because of how injured it was towards the end of last year. Aiden Hutchinson could be a shout for Depoy if you wanted to go that far, but I'm taking the Packers in the North. Ev, take us out west.
Listen, Charlie's low on him. I'm high on him. Give me the 49ers. I think they have a great year. In foreshadowing, they don't stop by winning the division.
Wow. I also have the 49ers. I don't know if I have them that bold as you do. I think much against what Charlie said, I think McCaffrey is going to be healthy this year because I'm dumb and he got hurt last year, so he won't get hurt this year. I love Juwan Jennings. I love Ricky Pearsall coming off an offseason, which he wasn't shot. And Kittle is Kittle. I think he's going to be great. The defense gives me a little bit of worry because they lost a lot of pieces, but everyone else in this division gives me worry as well. So, Chuck, I'm assuming that you have a team in LA.
You assumed correctly. I am not buying into the Niners hype. I feel like it happens every year. I'm gonna go with the Rams. For the same reasons I did earlier. I just feel like they were excellent, last year. And yeah, I just feel like it's their year.
I like it. It's the Stafford thing. I would be so in with you if the Stafford thing didn't give.
We got to get a doctor on the pod. Give us a breakdown of this injury to see really where we're.
Maybe you can explain what an L5 is to me as well. Right.
Yeah.
I think this next one's probably going to be pretty easy. It's the South, and I'll start us off with the Bucs. I love this offense. Chris Godwin is coming back faster, I think, than what was originally planned. Bucky Irving is both cool and good at football. The defense is still going to be fine. This team would be 100% going to win this to me, if not for Todd Bowles. I still think he's a dodo bird. And Liam Cohen, I don't know what the offense will look like from a schematic standpoint because I don't know who the OC is. I did not do any research. But I like the offensive pieces. I like Baker Mayfield. Give me the Bucs. Evan, you kick off this next one. I want to hear what Charlie says last.
Oh, I got the Bucks too. I mean, there isn't a world where I can't pick the Bucks.
Yeah.
I think at best, the Panthers are fighting for a playoff spot. The other two teams don't have a chance to make the playoffs.
I agree. I think the Penix thing is overhyped to me. But Charlie, what do you think?
Man, you guys really set me up for this one, didn't you? Yeah, obviously would love to pick my Panthers. I just don't think the defense is there yet. I think the offense is going to be really fun. It's going to be an awesome team. Yeah, they might be there at the end of the season, but you guys are saying the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I knew it.
That is insane.
I know the Bucks, have a lot of, they won it, but you got to think they barely won the division last year. I think Penix looked great last year. Like, yeah, he's a little he's a little rough around the edges, but the Falcons drafted really well for what I thought was a really bad defense last year. Bijan is elite. I don't think anyone debates that. Like, he's going to get hit. He's going to get his stats, man. And when you look at who Penix is throwing to, Drake London is incredible. Everyone's saying Kyle Pitts could finally have that year. He's got weapons everywhere, and I just feel like, that team, especially in that division, they're going to eat.
So, if I may, if I can admit something, I did have Kyle Pitts written down first in my breakout. I do think he could finally do it. I just don't fully believe it yet.
They're saying the type of ball Penix throws is the one that he likes, which I don't really know what that means. But
left-handed, that's a left-handed ball. Yeah, that's been the issue. He can catch left-handed.
Who was his college quarterback? I mean,
Felipe Franks, maybe.
Oh boy, I mean, I just think there's too many question marks with the Falcons at the end of the day.
Yeah, defense makes me nervous.
But
yeah, I mean, I just don't see it quite yet. I'm not as high on London as other people are either. I've had he's good. He just doesn't I don't know. It's hard for me to.
He doesn't excite me.
Yeah. But he's good. Don't get me wrong. I think
he doesn't jump off the page, make me. Ooh.
I do love Darnell Mooney as well. He was a player I really liked on the Bears. I could never figure out how to utilize him. He immediately was sick with the Falcons last year towards the end of the season. I don't hate the pick, but it had to be the Bucks for me.
All right, well, I'll leave you with this real quick. Penix over or under 18.5 touchdowns on the year?
Ooh.
Over. I will give him the over.
You think? Dude, I don't know. They're going to run the ball so much.
I'll give him the over.
Fuck it, I'll take the under.
Smashes that.
I'll take the under to be a contrarian. Yeah, I do need to load up the I kind of want to make some season-long parlays, kind of like what Trent did last year, but I don't want to be such a dickhead about it. So maybe I'll look at that. Let us know, Ev, what's up.
Well, Charlie, now who's your wild card teams then? I'd like to jump right to you into this.
Oh, God. Okay, well, as you know, I probably didn't go as deep into this as well. You go first.
All right, I'll jump in. I have the Commanders. I have the Commanders as a 5 seed. I do think God, almost it hurts. Daniels takes a step back, sophomore slump, more tape, all that good stuff. I do still think they're good enough to get the 5 seed. I think they made some significant upgrades on some players. I like Bill Merritt, whatever his name is, and I like him because he's on my fantasy teams. Obviously, I like Debo. I think Terry's still going to be a good player. I have the Lions at 6. I wanted to put the Lions at 5. My challenge is I don't know who's calling the plays anymore. I knew what they were capable of. I just don't know what it looks like anymore. And they lost both coordinators. Everyone's used the word the brain drain. That does make me a little nervous. I think this team's floor is 6, and I think a lot of teams are going to be playing them really tough. They still have a first-place schedule. I think it's going to be a good team. They're just going to have a couple more losses without some of the coordinators. And then this is kind of my wild take. I've got the Seahawks sneaking into my 7. It follows my trend with the AFC. I love the defense. I like what they have going on. I think Darnold is fine. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. I love Cooper Kupp, and I think they could run the ball successfully. We'll see. I don't know. I'm buying in on the defense. And it's also lack of I don't really like any of the other teams in the NFC here because of the Rams thing, because of other players. I don't know. So yeah, Seahawks at my 7 seed sneaking back in.
Not a wild take.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to go in reverse order just to kick it off that way. In my 7 seed, I do also have the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow.
For many of the same reasons you said. I think
I
Sam
thought that was
Darnold's
going to
going
be
to
by
have a
myself.
very consistent year to what he did last year. I think he's going to play football with a lot of confidence with a strong defense behind him. So I just like it. In the 6th spot, I as well. Not some of you. I have the Commanders. Listen, I do think Jaden Daniels takes a big step backwards. And I don't think they're going to be competing for a title this year, but I still think they're a good team and they're going to make the playoffs in that 6 seed. And then my 5 seed, Charlie, I kind of like what you said about them earlier. I just think there's a better team in the division. I got the I got the Rams sneaking in there at my 5 seed. So 3 teams from the NFC West coming out this year. I think it's a really good division this year from top to bottom. I think the Cardinals are probably going to surprise some people with some of the wins they get this year as well. And I think all 3 of those teams will be very competitive come playoff time.
Yeah, I like it. It's the Stafford thing again. Makes me nervous. I'm a broken record.
I'm loving the different opinions here. This is
I do too. Yeah, I'm glad that
this is good stuff.
What do you got, Chuck?
Yeah. So it took me a little while to do this, as in like 60 seconds. But we got the Bucks coming in number 7 because obviously we've gone with the Falcons. I do think the Bucks have a good year. I do think that division is, the Bucks are gonna have some free wins there versus Saints. Then Evan, just like you, I got the Commanders at number 6. I think personally, I don't think Jaden Daniels is, I think he balls out again. I don't think he's going to really fall off. I feel like now he's got Debo. They're just going to game plan for him. I feel like the league is just like trending to players like Jaden, and I think he's going to eat some more. And then number 5, I got the Vikings. I just from what I said earlier, well-coached team. I think the defense is still going to have a really great scheme. And then Justin Jets, he's quarterback proof.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
I'm glad that somebody has taken the Vikings here. All right.
I thought I was about to get away with that one.
No. Give me the Charlie. Give me your AFC Championship game prediction.
Oh God! Now that one is difficult.
I got mine loaded up.
Okay, let's hear it up.
Bills versus the Bengals. Bills win 31-24.
Wow, you got it that loaded up. Okay.
I just came up with the 31-24 on the spot there, so that's off the cuff.
It's football number. So you have the Bills representing the AFC finally in the Super Bowl.
I do.
Do you see them being the number 1 overall seed?
100%.
Okay, that's I don't see them being the number 1. Actually, no, I do actually see them being the number 1 overall seed, but it's not going to get them to the Super Bowl this year. I think that AFC North battle is really, really tough, and they split the matchup in the regular season, and in the penultimate rubber match to get to the Super Bowl, the Ravens beat the Bengals to finish the season series 2-1 and go back to the Super Bowl. Lamar gets the monkey off his back and he gets to his first Super Bowl. I think the Bengals are who beat the Bills in the road, because that's the only team I think can beat the Bills besides the Chiefs. The Ravens in the Super Bowl for me.
Oh man, I also had the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and I also had them beating the Bills. So
Ravens beat the Bills. All right.
Yeah, I also think it's we'll get there, but yeah, that's going to be a heck of a matchup. I mean, it always is.
Yeah, that's actually the Sunday night game, right? This week.
Yeah,
Bengals, or Bills, Ravens. Evan, who do you have in the NFC? Bowl. Yeah, right. Evan, what do you got?
Charlie's going to be might be a little disappointed in this. I got the 49ers. I got the 49ers coming out of the NFC, and I have them. Let me just double check my notes to make sure I'm right. Over the Lions.
Okay. More heartbreak for the Lions, but they got a little farther. I hate that I did this. I just think they're too deep. I have the Eagles getting back to the Super Bowl. And I actually have them exercising their demons over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. I love the Buccaneers this year. I do. I wish I didn't, but I do. Yeah, but the Eagles are still too good. They exercise their demons back to the Super Bowl.
I can respect that. I got the Lions beating the Rams.
Okay. I like that, actually. So the Lions get to their first Super Bowl.
Saying it all day. Yeah.
All right.
I think the Lions, finally get there. Am I going to say they win it? We'll see. But I think they make their way there, and I think they beat the Rams.
All right, so Evan, round us out. You've got the Bills versus the 49ers.
Josh Allen deserves a ring, and he's going to get a ring.
Yeah.
He got married. Wow. He got married. He's going to get married, and now he's going to get a Super Bowl ring, baby.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to pull the wool out from under him.
Nope.
You've got the Bills doing it.
I got the Bills doing it in disgusting fashion.
Like blowing them out or like a shitty game?
I think they beat the 49ers like 28-10 in a game. Okay. The 49ers get a late fourth quarter touchdown.
Oh, wow. Okay. Like some real Notre Dame, Indiana shit.
Well, I think injuries happen in the NFC Championship game. We're getting real quick.
Wow.
I don't think Brock Purdy plays in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Another one. Another UCL?
Something like that. I think something weird happens. I think he's just unlucky like that.
I got you. That sucks. But good for the Bills. Congrats. Well, congratulations, Buffalo. Good Super Bowl win. Charlie, you've got
that's my younger brother, so we look out for those people in North New York.
Wow, that was tough. Charlie, who do you got? You got the Ravens versus the Lions. Who's winning that matchup?
Yeah. Well, it pains me. Because I'm not the biggest fan, but I just think the Ravens are going to do it this year. I think the Lions are going to be good all year. They get to the Super Bowl and they come up against that secondary, and it's just going to be like shock factor. I feel like Lamar, like Evan was saying with Josh Allen, Lamar finally gets his Super Bowl, cements his legacy there if it already isn't. And I just feel like their team it's so balanced to me. And that's why they're going to be Super Bowl champions.
Unfortunately, I have the same outcome. I have the Ravens over the Eagles. Lamar gets that Super Bowl, and it's for everything you just said. The secondary, I think that could be a really low-scoring game. I just really like both secondaries in that game. We'll see. I mean, some Eagles fans I've heard are nervous about the secondary. I don't know why. Quinyon Mitchell is an absolute beast, but the Ravens, Malachi Starks got added. Kyle Hamilton's still there, and then you have Roquan in the middle. I think this team is loaded. If they had like a number one guy, like a traditional number one guy receiver, it'd make me feel a lot better. But the 5'8" kid from Boston College will do, I guess.
Sunday night's gonna be a big night for us boys.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Wow. That's nasty work. You're going to be rooting for your division. And I didn't even put that together. But we are running a little bit long here. So we want to just pop through some of these last pieces. I knew NFL was going to take us down a hole. And we did get a little bit off the rocker with soccer at the beginning there. Evan, do you want to kick us off with your MVP offense? So we're only doing MVP, offensive rookie, and defensive rookie. The offensive player of the year award is kind of bogus anyways, because it's MVP junior. And we've only prepared these three. So Evan, MVP, do you want to go all back and forth? Or do you want to just knock all three out?
I'll rip through my whole list real quick. Okay. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So unfortunately not making the Super Bowl this year, but he is going to get an MVP, and that's going to be Joe Burrow. I just think they're going to have an unbelievable year. I think numbers are just going to be obnoxious. Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's a guy I cannot be higher on. Been high on him, and I think he showed how important he was last week when Boise State lost, and that's Ashton Genty. I just couldn't go away from him. And then on my Super Bowl runner-up, San Francisco 49ers, I got Mykel Williams, edge rusher.
Okay.
I think he got a lot of really good reps, and I've heard great things about him out of training camp. Having to go up against Trent Williams every day in practice, probably pretty helpful. That's my defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I have Joe Burrow at my MVP as well for everything you just said. I just think that offense is going to be unbelievable to watch. He could have had an MVP shot last year if they won more games. Just everything you said. My offensive rookie of the year is on one of the teams I'm the highest on this year. It's Emeka Egbuka for the Buccaneers. I think that he is going to completely displace Jalen McMillan, who had a pretty solid rookie year last year. And with Chris Godwin out or like doubtful for the first couple games, I think he's going to get a lot of early reps and establish himself. I thought he was probably at least the second best receiver in this draft. I thought he should have gone before Matthew Golden, another guy that I think is pretty good. But Emeka Egbuka, I think, is going to have an awesome year. And then this is my homer pick. I love this guy. He's incredible. But it's Nicky Manwari for the Seattle Seahawks, defensive rookie of the year. I think that unit's going to be awesome. I think the Seahawks coach, Mike, what's his name? Can't remember. The defensive coordinator from the Ravens 2 years ago. I think he is going to fit perfectly into his scheme. Manwari always struck me as a Ravens safety, so it makes sense that he's going to the same defensive coordinator that came from the Ravens 2 years ago, who's now the head coach in Seattle. Can't remember his name, sorry. But Nicky Manwari is going to have a great rookie year. He's going to be super involved. He's going to make a lot of hits. It's going to be awesome. I think he takes it home, and it's great odds. I'm going to be taking all these bets individually as well for the people out there.
Love it. Well, I think this pretty much validates that we need to put a future down on Joe Burrow. I'm also gonna join the Joe train. I feel like he would have won it last year if they had made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that defense didn't really get better. So this is the year where they're all in their prime. I don't see them really not making the playoffs. I think all they have to do is just not go 0-2 like they always do to start the season, and they will. So he's an easy MVP for me. Offensive rookie of the year. Wanted to go with Genty really bad, but I think I'm going to have to go with Travis Hunter. I've been high on the Jags the whole time, and I know he's going to potentially play both sides of the ball, but I feel like they're just going to slowly throughout the year scheme him more and more in the offense, and I think he's just going to absolutely go off. So yeah, he's my rookie offensive player of the year. Rookie defensive player of the year, Abdul Carter. I think like you add him to that Giants line, he's already looks like a freak in training camp. Feel like he could have been a number one overall in different drafts here and there. And he's a guy who I think can come into the league and just, almost have like a Micah Parsons year when he came in as well. So I feel like I got to go with Abdul there.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to take him. The Giants, if I knew more about what was going to happen at quarterback, they could have maybe snuck into my playoff because I love Neighbors. I like Tyrone Tracy, and that defensive line is going to be one of the best D-line units in the NFL with all the depth, assuming everyone stays healthy. So I love that pick, Chuck.
Yeah, another sneaky offensive rookie of the year pick that I really liked was Amarian Hampton.
I like that too. It's the Rashawn Slater thing. That's why I went away from that one.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Slater and Joe Alt as your bookends, like that's an easy pick to me. But
your teammate might have shot his eye out over the summer, so right. I think that'll contribute to to his case a little bit.
Getting more touches, getting some more touches for sure. Evan, give us just a quick rundown of what you think of your Patriots, and we'll try to wrap up here shortly.
Like I said, based on the show, I'm just really, really high on this team. I think they have a very solid defense. I think it's a top 15 to 10 unit. Just consistent. They're not a championship defense. And then I love all the progress we made in the offseason. It really sounds like Drake May's coming into his own. Same with some of the young wide receivers. Again, Travion Henderson. I'm liking what I'm seeing about Will Campbell. I think there's going to be some growing pains. But overall, I just think it's going to be a very competitive team all year. It's going to be a team you're not going to want to have to play. I think they're going to be in most of the football games, and then right at the end of the year fighting hard for that last playoff spot. So very high on them. Got a lot of positivity going into the year. Everything's been good out of camp and out of preseason, and that's really what you want to hear going into a year.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to be right there. I honestly do. What's your outlook on your keep pounding, Charlie?
The best it's been in a long time. I'll tell you that right now. Like I said earlier, don't really think the defense is going to be there quite yet. I mean, they gave up the most points in NFL history as a defense last year, so I think you can only get so much better from that. Pretty sure they signed J.C. Horn to an extension. He's like the highest paid cornerback now. So still want to see that money come to life, but I feel like he could have a really big year. So on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like we just got to be somewhat average, and then I think this is the year that the Panthers just get it together on offense. Bryce Young, I'll put my hand in the air. Yeah, I said he might not be the guy. I haven't always been the biggest supporter, but I think when you looked at the second half of last year, he just completely turned it around, and it's almost like inspirational. Like I truly mean that. Like everyone had completely written him off. It was how do the Panthers trade this guy? How do they move on from Bryce? And now we're going into this year. We get Pet, who is super exciting. Like you were saying, Boone, he's got so many receivers now. We bolstered the line, finally put some money into that. The division is attackable. It's not, I don't think it's as easy as it was in previous years, but they can definitely go after it. So after all that, probably looking at a good 6 and 11. No, just kidding. Well, we're going to the playoffs.
I think you have a shot. I've forgiven the Colts for now. I won't be wearing. What's up, Evan? You have a question?
Oh, I'm just saying, hey, if you don't want to do this, I'll give you a pass.
Edit it out.
Listen, I have made some significant strides into acceptance as far as the stages of grief go. Anger and bargaining were certainly up there. My dad actually told me I had to stop giving Daniel Jones shit on Twitter because he's now at Duke. To which I said, no, I will not. But I've come around. I don't know that either quarterback makes a difference at this point. I do think the Colts have a better team than what we're going to finish as. I think we've got good offensive weapons. I think Jonathan Taylor could be a top back in the league. I think Tyler Warren could have a very similar year to a Brock Bowers. And if you doubt me, Brock Bowers, his quarterback last year, is worse than Daniel Jones, and that's not really debatable. Don't Aiden O'Connell, come on, stop it.
No. I'm just saying I think Brock Bowers is way better than Tyler Ward.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you get a little bit better quarterback, a little bit better scheme versus Antonio Pierce and Aiden O'Connell. So I think that we made a ton of investment on the secondary with Traverse Ward and Cam Bynum. We cut our second round draft pick corner last year. We've already cut him, so that's really great. Ballard knows what he's doing. But I do like Giddens, the Kansas State running back we got. I'm optimistic. Listen, I think we'll be better than the Titans. I don't know. I mean, we'll probably finish 6 and 11. We'll finish somewhere between 5 and 12 and 7 and 10. It's going to be kind of a useless season because we won't be able to really get into one of those top quarterbacks, I think. But I think our floor could be like 9 wins. I mean, our ceiling could be 9 wins, just depending on how things shake. But I'll watch every game. I'll be optimistic as soon as kickoff happens. But right now, I'm still not. I'm not there. I don't think Steichen has what it takes.
Boone, I gotta ask.
Yeah,
I gotta ask. What did you think about the clip where they were naming captains? And what's his face? I think
Riley Leonard.
Jones got. Yeah,
Riley Leonard did the tap.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Riley Leonard doing the tap?
No.
Oh.
They were doing the just they were naming the captains, and after every single captain was like hoo-ha or something like that, and then Daniel Jones gets named, and nothing from your captain.
It's because it wasn't a team decision. It was a coach's unilateral decision. Whoever they decided to make the quarterback was going to be a captain. It just shows you that the team believes in Anthony Richardson, not Daniel Jones. Quentin Nelson has come out and said this loudly several times. It is what it is, dude. I mean, people are saving their jobs.
Mutiny.
It's a bad shout, but it is what it is. I don't have any say. I think what we did to Anthony Richardson is disgusting, and I feel bad for him.
Boys, I know we're kind of coming up on some time here. Let's dive into who we're going to take for this survivor pick.
Yeah, absolutely. So the
Mhm.
survivor pool, I my computer won't let me set my location for some reason. So I have it on my phone. You can kind of see the picks, but we'll go through it. It's just straight up, so it's not against the spread. So I'll just kind of read through these matchups. If we want to talk about any of them, we can. But I'll read through these matchups. We can finish with the pick. I got the Cowboys at the Eagles banner night. To me, I'm not touching the Cowboys in this game, and I'm not wasting the Eagles this early.
Yep, same.
Yep.
Move on.
Yep.
Same thing with the next game. Next game is
Yeah.
too close. Chiefs Chargers.
And it's in Brazil. Like, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not going to waste a pick. We got Bengals, Browns. Do we want to waste a pick on the Bengals this early? I don't know. The Bengals are also slow starters, and Joe Burrow is terrible in Cleveland for whatever reason.
No.
Yeah. All right. We've got the Steelers at Jets.
Too many question marks for me.
Yeah, I agree. The next game is the Dolphins at the Colts. I've got no idea. Here.
No. I got
That's a stay away for me. That's a toss-up.
Yeah. I do think the Colts should win this game, but the Colts have not won week 1 in like 6 or 7 years.
Mhm.
The Raiders at the Patriots.
No, thank you.
Stay away.
I would take the Patriots in this one.
I would too, but like at first game,
yeah.
like there's so many question marks still.
Yeah.
Like they
Okay.
weren't good last year.
This could be
Agreed,
the
Evan.
one. This could potentially be the one. The Cardinals at the Saints.
That's my favorite matchup.
Do we have any scared impact of the Spencer Rattman impact as the starting quarterback for your New Orleans Saints?
A little bit, but like just because I love the guy to death. But like looking at the rest of the slate, like there's nothing I really like except the other game. I mean, there's one other game I'm interested in.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going through. Giants at the Commanders. I do think the Giants could make noise here and just shock the Commanders, but I wouldn't pick that as my survivor. I'll be betting on Giants money line. I will not be putting my rest of my season stake on it.
No.
The only other one I was thinking was Broncos. Maybe I think they play the Titans.
That's where I'm at. Broncos, Titans, or Cardinals, Saints.
Well, since we're almost through these, let's keep previewing these some quick games. Jaguars, Panthers. I had this as one of my most exciting games of the weekend for me because I'm super high on both these teams after underperforming. That's all I have to say on that. Bucks, Falcons. Is Evan and Boone right, or is Charlie right? The world will know on Sunday. Titans, Broncos. Yeah, Titans at Broncos. That defense against Cam Ward.
Welcome to the NFL.
That could be the one. I
kind of like that more. It's going to be in Denver.
Yeah, I think that's the pick. 49ers at Seahawks. I'm not touching that. That's actually, I'm surprised it's as close it is from a win probability standpoint. Lions, Packers early on for the division. That'll be interesting.
No, thank you.
The way the slate kind of finishes out is fun.
It's insane.
Texans at Rams. Texans defense I think is going to be good. What's Stafford look like? And then the marquee, right? Ravens at Bills. I would love.
What a week one.
Yeah, and then you finish
one
Monday night with Vikings at Bears.
That's gonna have a lot of people on the edge of their seats. There's a lot of question marks in that game.
Yeah,
but I like Broncos. My vote's Broncos.
You want me to lock it in now? Broncos against Titans.
I'd also agree with the Broncos. I feel like the world is going to be on the Broncos for week 1 survivor, but hey, that's how we got to play.
We are part of the world.
It's going to be Broncos Cardinals for a lot of teams. I got to imagine.
Yeah. We have made our pick. The Broncos are in. So I'm sure throughout the weekend we'll have some picks that we'll throw out on the Twitter and have the show be retweeting from the show. So we'll throw it out on our personal Twitters and retweeting from the show. But guys, this time tomorrow, we'll be midway through the second quarter about this time tomorrow.
Yeah,
Probably.
hopefully not watching a commercial on Red Zone, but we'll be good.
It's only one game tomorrow, so there'll be commercials.
Oh yeah, commercials are guaranteed.
Yeah.
Charlie, you need to get to bed.
Yeah, we got to put Charlie to sleep now.
Don't give me another Tylenol PM.
Yeah. Anything else, boys? Before this has been fun. We have football. We have double football to talk tomorrow.
For sure. I can't wait to just sit on my couch and not move all weekend. Friends, if you're watching, don't text me. I'm not coming out.
I personally can't wait to see these picks at the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be tough watching this back. Be like, hey guys,
it's
I
gonna
might
be
be
fun
sick that week.
Yeah, we gotta actually put a graphic out so we can have these, so we can publicly shame ourselves should these
Yes.
go wrong.
Yeah, my Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. But if that's all we got, boys, I'm excited. Football's back. I'll talk to you guys throughout the week, but thanks all for listening.
Peace, boys.
Thank you. Adios.